The cast of Boys Over Flowers looked like they were living perfect, glamorous lives. But behind the scenes, things were very different. Some of the actors went through extremely hard times after the show ended. One of them lost $13 million in a legal case involving violence allegations. Another actor had no place to stay and had to sleep in parking lots, even while attending one of Korea's most demanding universities. One actress faced a terrifying time when her husband was blackmailed for millions while she was pregnant. And one cast member disappeared completely for 5 years after going through a heartbreaking family loss. Lee Miho, one of the show's biggest stars, had a tragic experience before he even became famous. In 2006, he was still a young, struggling actor. One day, he went on a road trip with his friends, hoping for fun and a break from work. But their car crashed on the way to Gangwon province. It was a terrible accident. Both people in the front seats died right away. Lee Miho and fellow actor Jung Il-woo were in the back seats and somehow survived. But Lee was badly hurt. He was in a coma for a month. When he woke up, his body was in pieces. His thigh, ribs, and ankle were broken. His knee was torn, and doctors had to put a long metal pin in his leg. One of his legs ended up shorter than the other, and he couldn't walk for a year. Acting seemed completely out of reach. Despite all that, Lee didn't give up. Slowly, he recovered. And when he finally got the role of Joon in Boys Over Flowers, no one could tell what he had been through. His performance made him a star, and he became one of the most recognized faces in Korean drama history. But trouble came again. In 2011, while working on the drama City Hunter, he got into another car accident. The injuries made his old ones worse, and this affected him later on. When it was time for him to complete South Korea's mandatory military service, he couldn't join as a regular soldier because of his past health problems. Instead, from 2017 to 2019, he worked as a public service officer at a welfare center. Some people questioned this choice, but many didn't realize how much pain he was still living with every day. Then, in 2022, something unexpected happened. Lee Miho made his Hollywood debut in the TV series Pachinko. The show was powerful, emotional, and unlike anything he had done before. His performance was praised by critics and fans around the world. Top media outlets like the New York Times, Rolling Stone, and Collider called his episode one of the best moments on television that year. Lee Miho had gone far beyond just being a handsome actor. He had proven his talent and depth through real struggles and hard-earned success. It showed how much Lee Miho had grown as an actor. But even with all the success, he has talked honestly about how difficult fame can be. He said being in the spotlight for more than 12 years has been stressful, and sometimes he feels like one wrong move could destroy everything he worked for. In recent interviews, he admitted that there are times he feels like he could lose it all in a moment. In July 2025, he shared something even more personal. After his beloved dog passed away, he cried for days. That experience made him realize how lonely life at the top can be. He also said that he's starting to think more about his future and hopes to get married before turning 40. Behind the fame and strong public image, there's still a side of him that's quietly healing. At the same time, his career is stronger than ever. He represents 11 major global brands and is linked to 27 different types of products. From luxury fashion labels like Hugo Boss and Fendi to household brands like Cuckoo, Lee Miho's face is everywhere in Asia. That has made him one of the most in-demand celebrities for advertisements and brand partnerships. Now, he's preparing for another big chapter. His upcoming movie Omniscient Reader is set to be huge, with a massive budget of 30 billion won. It marks his return to the big screen after almost a decade. He explained that filming a movie feels very different from doing a drama. With dramas, he gets weekly feedback from fans and viewers, but a movie is just one big moment. Everything depends on how the audience reacts all at once. He admitted that this puts a lot of pressure on him, but he's facing it with everything he's learned over the years. All the pain he's endured and the strength he's gained are now part of who he is as an artist. Then there's Koo Hae-sun, who was once seen as the sweet, innocent face of Korean television. She wasn't just a beloved actress. She symbolized hope for many viewers. But her real life was far from a fairy tale. Things began to fall apart publicly in 2019 when her marriage to fellow actor Hyun broke down. At first, the couple seemed perfect. They even gave their wedding gifts to charity. But things changed when private messages were leaked. These messages revealed a relationship full of arguments, mistrust, and emotional pain. Koo accused On of being emotionally distant, while he claimed that she had lied to get into his home and had recorded him sleeping without his knowledge. On also said he was suffering from depression and was struggling financially, having sold his house and taken out loans during the marriage. When their divorce was finalized in 2020, both were left hurt, and fans were shocked. But Koo didn't disappear. She made a bold decision to go back to school, not just to fill time, but to prove something to herself and others. She returned to Sungkyunkwan University, where she had dropped out years earlier, and studied harder than ever. In February 2024, she graduated with an incredible GPA of 4.27 out of 4.5, nearly perfect. Most people would have stopped there, but she didn't. She was accepted into KAIST, one of South Korea's most competitive universities, with an acceptance rate of less than 15%. She began working on a master's degree in science journalism. This shocked many people, even her critics. But it came at a great cost. She later revealed that she had no stable place to live and had been sleeping in her car in parking lots. The same actress who was once seen as a pampered celebrity was now living out of her vehicle, chasing education and rebuilding her life in a society that had once judged her harshly. And her journey didn't stop there. In 2021, she invented a special hair roller that folds flat, called the Goo Roll. It wasn't just a small project, it was officially patented. By the middle of 2025, she had started a business based on her invention. She even partnered with a chemistry professor from KAIST to bring the product to market. Now, she is a startup founder with legal patents and a business officially registered with the government. The same woman who once cried during an emotional Instagram livestream had turned her pain into purpose. Koo Hyun's story is not just about recovery. It's about transformation, resilience, and never giving up. Even when the world seems to be watching you fold, T was a transformation no one expected. Hyun Joong, who once played the quiet and gentle prince in Boys Over Flowers, became the focus of one of South Korea's most painful celebrity scandals. It all began in 2014 when his ex-girlfriend accused him of physical abuse. She said he had caused serious injuries that needed 6 weeks of medical treatment. Kim admitted to one incident and agreed to a settlement of around $7,000. But the situation grew worse when she claimed she was pregnant and later accused him of causing a miscarriage. Although she eventually took back that part of the story, the damage had already been done. In 2015, Hyun Joong filed a defamation lawsuit against her. Around that same time, his ex gave birth to a baby boy, and a paternity test confirmed that Kim was the father. The legal battles continued for years, with court cases exposing emotional chaos and confusing claims from both sides. In 2017, Kim won the case. The court ordered his ex to pay him 100 million won and gave her a suspended jail sentence for assault. But this legal win came at a heavy cost. During those years, Kim lost over $13 million. Major brands and sponsors cut ties with him. His concerts were cancelled. Companies like Toyota, The Face Shop, and Misha all dropped him. Even his agency ended their contract, saying they could no longer trust him. He completed his military service from 2015 to 2017, hoping to stay out of the public eye. But his personal life continued to attract attention. After he returned, his ex demanded full custody of their son and monthly support payments. Then, in 2018, Kim surprised everyone by marrying another woman, the same person who had supported him throughout the scandal. In just a few years, he had 2 children with 2 different women, giving the media more fuel for drama. Kim tried to make a music comeback, but it didn't go well. Albums that once sold in the hundreds of thousands now barely sold 30,000 copies. He used to earn $500,000 per concert. Now he was getting just $50,000. In 2021, He was spotted eating at expensive restaurants while still owing child support and legal fees. By 2022, it was revealed he had moved into a much smaller apartment worth 500 million won, a big downgrade from the luxury penthouse he once owned. Hoping to win back fans, Kim reunited with the other SS501 members in 2023 to form a group called 501. But the response was disappointing. They were no longer performing in big stadiums, but instead in small halls and fan club events. His comeback never reached the level of success he had before the scandal. Then there's Kim Bum, who captured hearts as the kind Potter in Boys Over Flowers. He became popular across Asia, but behind his cheerful smile, he was quietly battling a serious health issue. In his early 20s, Kim Bum was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, a painful and lifelong condition that ran in his family. He managed it for years with regular treatment and exercise, never speaking about it publicly. In 2018, when it was time for military enlistment, the truth was finally revealed. Kim Bum couldn't serve as a regular soldier because of his condition. Instead, he was assigned to public service duty. His agency confirmed that he had been receiving treatment for the illness since his early 20s. Fans were shocked to learn that he had been hiding such a painful struggle while maintaining a bright and active public image. Kim Bum's love life also became a major topic in the media. In October 2013, he started dating actress Moon Gun-young, his co-star from Goddess of Fire. Fans were happy when the couple confirmed their relationship, but they broke up only 7 months later in May 2014. Then, in March 2018, just before joining the military, Kim Bum confirmed he was dating actress So Eun. It seemed like a hopeful last romance before his break from public life. But that relationship ended quickly, even before he finished basic training. 2 high-profile breakups left fans wondering about the real story behind the scenes. In the middle of all this, Kim Bum took a surprising step into music. In 2012, he released a solo album titled Hometown. On June 20th, he even held a live concert in Japan at the Stella Bowl in Tokyo. This wasn't just a hobby, he was serious about it. Fans could feel his passion. Then came his expansion into international film. In 2013, he starred in Sui Hark's Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon. The movie became one of China's top box office hits of the year. Overnight, Kim Bum became a star not just in Korea but across Asia. He continued to appear in Chinese dramas and films such as V-Love, Lovers and Movies, and The Beloved. Without much attention from the press, he had quietly become a global actor. Kim Bum's story is one of quiet endurance. Through health struggles, heartbreaks, and the pressures of fame, he continued to grow and explore new paths, never giving up on his dreams, even when the spotlight dimmed. What surprises people the most today is how quiet Kim Bum has been about love. As of 2025, he is 36 years old and still completely single. Since his breakup with Oh Eun in 2018, there have been no confirmed relationships. Even though he's considered one of the most handsome and eligible bachelors in Korea, he hasn't said anything about dating or getting married. Fans often search online using phrases like Kim Bum wife, and these terms keep trending. But no answers ever come. There are no public appearances with someone special, no dating rumors that last, and no statements from Kim himself. His complete silence only makes fans more curious. After finishing his military service, Kim Bum didn't slow down at all. In fact, he came back stronger with big roles that showed off his acting skills. He starred in Tale of the Nine-Tailed in 2020, Law School in 2021, and Ghost Doctor in 2022. Each role was different, proving that he's not just a pretty face from an old hit drama. He's a skilled actor with real range and staying power. Now he's preparing to star in a new 2026 SBS drama called Sold Out Again Today, where he'll play a character named So Eun, an executive director. Then there's Kim Joon, who became internationally famous for playing Song Woo Bin in Boys Over Flowers. While the world was falling in love with his character, Kim Joon was quietly hiding something very personal. He was in a serious relationship with a woman he had known since middle school. By the time he debuted with the group T-Max in 2007, They had already been together for 9 years, and no one knew. In June 2018, Kim Joon made a shocking announcement. He revealed that he had actually been married since 2015. His wife wasn't a celebrity or someone he met during his fame. She was the same woman he had always been with. Somehow, during the peak of his career, he had kept the entire relationship and even the wedding a secret. But that wasn't the end of the surprises. He also shared that he had a child. That meant he had been a father for years while still appearing in interviews, dramas, and public events, without anyone suspecting a thing. In an entertainment industry where private lives are often exposed, Kim Joon managed to build and protect an entire family life in secret. His career also changed course when he joined the military in September 2011. He served as a conscripted policeman and was discharged in June 2013. After that, T-Max became inactive, and Kim Joon stepped away from major roles. He chose smaller, quieter projects, staying out of the spotlight. Kim So Eun's story is also filled with unexpected turns. She never planned to be an actress. In fact, she trained to become a professional skier and was preparing to join South Korea's national team. But everything changed in 2003 during a junior skiing competition in Pyeongchang. A talent agent noticed her, and that one moment changed her life forever. She left her dreams of skiing behind and entered the world of acting. Even after becoming popular from Boys Over Flowers, her journey wasn't easy. She changed management companies several times. In 2016, she signed with Will Entertainment, then moved to Ascendio Reserve in 2021. But in 2024, fans noticed something strange. Her profile had disappeared from Ascendio's website. There was no official announcement. She had quietly left the agency and started working independently. In the Korean entertainment world, not having an agency can be risky, since it can limit job opportunities and exposure. But Kim So Eun chose that path anyway. Her personal life also kept people interested. In 2014, she appeared on the reality show We Got Married with actor Song Jae-rim. Their on-screen chemistry was so strong that they won the Best Couple award at the MBC Entertainment Awards. Rumors that they were dating in real life continued for years. Even in June 2023, nearly 10 years later, fans were still wondering if they were secretly together or if the romance had been real. That connection lasted far longer than anyone expected. Outside of acting, Kim So Eun has also been involved in many social causes. She worked as a cultural ambassador for events like the Korea International Youth Film Festival and the Jeonju International Film Festival. In 2014, she represented the Green Film Festival and supported environmental campaigns. This side of her life, quiet, caring and socially aware, shows that she's much more than just the sweet girl next door image many people remember her for. Park Ji-bin's journey might be one of the most unexpected. In 2009, when he was only 14 years old, he played the younger brother of one of the lead characters in Boys Over Flowers. Fans loved him for his cheerful and innocent personality. But by 2025, everything had changed. Now 30 years old, he has transformed from a cute child actor into a leading man with a completely new image. Fans don't call him anymore, they call him Oppa. But behind this glow-up, there was real pain. In June 2014, Park Ji-bin's life was suddenly turned upside down when his father passed away unexpectedly. At the time, he had been planning to enlist in the military, but the tragedy forced him to delay everything. He finally enlisted on May 26, 2015, and served 21 months, being discharged on February 25, 2017. But his disappearance from the screen had already started before that. From 2013 to 2018, he vanished from dramas, films, variety shows, everything. At a time when most child stars were transitioning into adult roles, Park Ji-bin simply disappeared. Many wondered if he had left acting for good. What people didn't see was the transformation happening behind the scenes. When he returned in 2018, fans were shocked. The soft, playful boy from Boys Over Flowers had grown into a tall, sharp-featured adult, someone unrecognizable at first glance. But it wasn't just his appearance that had changed. His acting had, too. No longer typecast as the sweet younger brother, Park Ji-bin took a bold new direction. In 2024, he played Jong-min, a dark and menacing villain in the Disney Plus series A Shop for Killers. Critics and viewers were stunned by his chilling performance. One reviewer even said his villainy was frighteningly real, a far cry from his innocent image years ago. And he wasn't done pushing boundaries. In 2025, Park Ji-bin returned to film for the first time in 6 years with My Name, a historical drama set during the Jeju 4.3 incident of 1948. He plays Kyung-tae, an intimidating transfer student from Seoul who everyone at school fears because of his fighting skills. Filming wrapped on April 3, 2025, and industry insiders are already calling it a career-defining moment.